Hey y'all, so today I'll be showing you how you can make this mac and cheese snow globe. I'll show how you can add the vinyl, fill the snow globe up, make drips, and also how to make the topper using my new elbow noodle mold. So we are starting with this seamless design from Amanda Ashley Creative, and I have it linked below. We are using this handle snow globe from Tipsy, Magnolia, and then Adhesive Apothecary's pumpkin cream solution. The snow globe also comes with 2 plugs, and then I have my design custom printed. So I have some website below where you can get vinyl custom printed. I'm going to add my snow globe onto my Crafty Cow hand turner so that I can start applying my vinyl. I always cut my vinyl just so that it fits where the flattest part of the snow globe is, since it's kind of round, so it's going to fit like right in the middle. I'm going to begin to lay it down, so I always pull like a flat back, make sure that everything will fit perfectly, and then I start applying it on. I'm using a squeegee and I'm taking my time. Once again, because the cup is kind of curved a little bit, it's going to take a little bit of doing, since you have to make sure that the ends are smoother, but it's really not that hard. It's the same as applying vinyl on any other cup. And after I have it all the way pushed down, I'm going to go back and use my X-Acto knife to cut off what's extra. So I'm just going to cut a line down beside the handle, and it's going to leave a gap where the handle is, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't worry about that gap, because the snow globe is like a wider fitting, but this is how it turned out. So after I have the vinyl on, I'm going to start adding the solution. So I'm using pumpkin cream. It's perfect for like pumpkin spice cups, but I also thought it was a perfect color if you were thinking about cheddar cheese. So that's what I'm using. I put it in an empty bottle from Adhesive Apothecary because I really love these tips, and it makes it easier to apply the solution inside. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to add some of it to it. I had to fill it up twice because the snow globe is on a bigger side. Like I said, it's a little bit wider. So you can add a little bit of white solution or milk for Santa if you want it to be like a lighter kind of, it's like in between yellow and orange, but it still gives like a cheese color. So you can add a little bit of that if you want to, lighten it up a bit. And then I filled it all the way up. This tip is so perfect because it literally pushes the air out, like you just see it. So after I had that all the way filled up, I plugged it, cleaned it up, and then this is how it turned out. I had to shake it up a little bit so that just shake it a little bit, make sure everything combines. But that's how it turned out. And then I'm going to add a strip of well, this is from the vinyl actually, so it would just be like striping tape if you had striping tape, but I always use vinyl, so it's a strip of vinyl just to cover up that bottom, because I'm not going to do a drip on the bottom this time, just the top. So that's what I did, make sure that everything was lined up, and then that's how that turned out. After I had that done, I do want to sew the plug-in, so I'm going to use some epoxy, 2-part epoxy, just to sew that in, and I kind of made it again like a cheddar color. But before we go any further, make sure that you like and subscribe, more to come. So I created an elbow noodle mold. I actually made 2. So the first one that I made was on the smaller side, and so I had to go back and make it a little bigger. So I'll show the differences. Both of the sizes will be combined into one mold, and that's what we offer on my website. So it'll be multi-size. So again, with the molds, I only use regular epoxy. Don't use fast set, because fast set will like boil over because it gets hot too fast. You can use deep pour, but I don't think deep pour is necessary. So I just use 2-part epoxy. With my epoxy, I added in some white acrylic paint and then a tiny bit of light brown alcohol ink, and that's what gives it that like light beige color. That's what makes it the perfect noodle color. So that's how it turned out after I got done drying. Because I kind of overflowed with some of them, I had to go back and cut off the edges, but the noodles turned out perfectly. Like, I was so shocked to see that they look so realistic, and I think it really has to do with not only just does the epoxy give it the more realistic look, but also the color. So if you could get close to achieving the color, your toppers will look so realistic, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. So yeah, I had to do a bit of trimming on some just because of how I poured it. I don't think that's a big deal. Most times when you pour epoxy, that happens, so you might have to trim off a little bit, but nonetheless, the noodles look so realistic, and I'm so happy with how they turned out, and I can't wait for everyone to be able to access it and make mac and cheese toppers with it, because I know that theme cup is extremely popular. So after I molded everything, I'm going to start getting ready to get it on the lid. So I'm using hot glue as usual, just a little bit, just so that I can get everything placed in where I want it to be before I start adding epoxy and such. So I'm just kind of adding the noodles whatever in different directions, and then you can see that they're all there's 2 different sizes. So there's like a jumbo size, which is bigger than a regular size. So after you combine it all, it looks really good. Like, it looks so realistic. So with my drips, I'm going to use regular epoxy flour, but you can use cornstarch also. And then I'm going to kind of use some yellow mica powder just because I didn't have yellow paint. And then I'm going to mix it in with a little bit of orange acrylic paint just so that I can get that cheddar color that I'm going for. And I'm really just trying to match it to the cup. So that's always the biggest thing, that you want everything to go together and match. So that's what I went for. I love how that turned out. Again, it reminds me of like cheddar cheese. So I'm going to begin to just drizzle it over the topper. Eventually I did start adding more over it because I was like, when you eat mac and cheese, like all the noodles are covered in cheese. So I just wanted to slowly do it just to see how I felt about it. And then once I did all that, and I started, I wanted to have more drips on it. So that's why I was really drizzling it, because I wanted the drips to come off the sides also. And you can see that in my picture. And then as I went along, I kind of went back a little bit and I started digging out some holes so that you can still see some noodles aside from the cheese. So I really loved how it turned out. And then I used the same epoxy mixture to add a little bit of drips on my snow globe. So again, with that snow globe, you want to stay below where the lid screws on at, because you don't want to get epoxy on it, then you won't be able to get your lid on. And I just slowly work my way around adding the drips onto it. I don't have that much epoxy from this, and the epoxy is thicker, so I just slowly went around the lid, and that's how the drips turned out. So it wasn't that much drips, but that's how the entire thing turned out. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love how it literally looks like cheese. I love how the noodles turned out. I think the noodles look so real. I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, and I cannot wait for everybody to be able to access this new mold. I hope everyone loved this tutorial. Make sure you go grab that mold, and thank you for watching.